What's up, guys? Today is recovery day 62, and I was going to make some other videos, and I obviously did not get that done, but I will. Get there. But kind of want to give you a real quick update on treatment last week, and just a couple other things, just some thoughts that I want to share with you. But last week was week 9 of treatment, so I completed the 3rd cycle, and so I will start the 4th cycle this week. Last week we had labs, and then I met with Dr. Maisel, and he talked to me about my numbers, and my M protein level has dropped again to 0.3. It was 0.5. So obviously the goal is to get that to 0, and so we're getting there slowly but surely. And then had the treatment, got my shots, and my warm blanket, if you watch my stories. And then we went to meet with the stem cell transplant doctor, Dr. Coshy. And so it was a long day. We got there and waited an hour. It's crazy the amount of people that are up there that are going through, what we're going through and what we're facing, and different forms of cancer and stuff like that. But Dr. Coshy basically kind of explained things in a really good way, very detailed. And it kind of told us the process of the stem cell transplant. It looks like it will be in December is what we're targeting and looking towards. So I'll have probably 5 or 6 cycles. So that means that I'll have, including this week, either 5 to 8 more weeks of treatment. Just because the goal is to get me to 0 and on the M protein and toward remission, and then to just get me in the best place possible, so that, with everything else I'm doing, like we talked about last week, prayer and belief and faith and attitude and diet, everything working together to get me through. And today, just side note, I had a great conversation with a buddy of mine named Jeff Brown, and we went to high school together in Springill, Louisiana, go Lumberjacks. And he had got diagnosed, back in the winter, after last football season, with stage 4 prostate cancer. And he and I come from the same type mentality, and he moved forward the way that we're moving forward. And because of that, he's doing well. And so, pray for him and his family, for Shelley and their kids. But just, it was so encouraging to hear that story, because that's what we want, and that's what we're fighting for. And I know that's what, Pam, my friend Pam Nelson, and brother Gene and Rick, and they're all fighting for, and the other people. There's so many people, like I say, every week that you just can't imagine. The wait times up there are not because that it's not for a lack of people giving treatment. It's for the fact that there's so many freaking people that are battling this disease, which is, it's insane. And so just, we need to be there and to be a part of the journey of people's lives and be aware of it. And that's what the whole fight like a freak thing is. I believe God's telling me to do is to be a part of this journey, to help people. And so anyway, so I met with Dr. Coshy, and he took me through the process. And so basically what it'll be is, just real quickly, is it'll be, I will go in on a Thursday in December. Whenever we figure that out, it'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll get a shot each of those days. Those shots are meant to get the stem cells where they are harvestable, so I can get them. And then I will go in, I'll put a port in my chest, because that's where they'll give me my stem cells back. That's where they'll give me the high dose of chemotherapy, and all that stuff. And those of you that have had ports, I know Pam got one of those, and so I'll be talking to her about that. But and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they will take the stem cells, and they will, take my blood, separate the stem cells, give me my blood back, and that'll be a 4-hour process on those 3 days. And then on that Thursday, they will give me the high dose of chemotherapy, which will wipe out my immune system and take care of the remaining cancer plasma cells that are cancerous. And then I'll begin the journey to recovery. It'll be 48 hours. I'll be in the hospital for a couple weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. They will give me back my stem cells after 48 hours, and then they'll begin to rebuild my immune system. You know, crazy. And so, I don't know, just keep praying about that. But there's a lot of good things, right? I mean, it's like I feel good overall. Um, you know, it's just, you know, it's like Jeff and I talked about today. It's just for him, it's going to be a lifelong battle, and for me, it's a lifelong battle, and for so many others, it's a lifelong battle. And it's not just sickness. I mean, people have lifelong battles, and you know, with struggles and issues that we all face, and that many of you, all of you, are facing. It's a war. And I was praying, you know, this morning. I was looking at the moon. It's so big and bright, and I'm talking just out loud, and just like, you know, there's some other things going on in our life. It feels like it's compounded, right? Because there's so much in my kids' lives and my life and our family, and you know, and you just sometimes you just think, crap, that's a freaking enough, you know. And I know that a lot of you guys feel that way, and but when you need it, it's like you always get that right moment. And the other day, Donna said that she was out working in the flower bed out front, and these two ladies came up, and they had this card, and you can see it, but the verse is, you know, come to me all you're weary and heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. And and just how you can only find rest in your faith in Jesus. And I put a post up about the fact that when Jesus was walking this earth, he was the visible representation, the who God is, and what God expects. And I see that in his day-to-day life. You know, I see that. That's what I'm thinking. Like when I go into the treatment center and I'm with people, I mean, just being light in the midst of it all. And I see other people that are light, you know, that are give hope and share hope and love and encouragement to one another in a place that is filled with, you know, battles and struggles. And so these two ladies came up, Victoria and Taya, and they just walked up to Donna and said, you know, hey, you know, and talked about faith, and that's about Donna's faith. And she said, how can we pray for you guys? And Donna was like, well, my husband has cancer. And I mean, she didn't get the word out of her mouth, and then this lady just started praying, just praying, and it was like, I'm talking about pray, right? And it was just awesome. And today this was on my, we have a fight like a freak board that we put on the deal, and I erased a lot of stuff and put some notes that I just kind of want to remember. But this was on that board, and it was a reminder that you're never not heard. It may not feel like you're heard, and it may not feel like what you're going through is fair, and it may not feel like that it's what you want. You know, it ain't what you want. You know, and you may not have any answers. And it's not just about my cancer. I mean, with my kids and my family, and you know, there's times I just, you want the absolute best for them, and you're going through so much, but it's the fact that he hears you, and it, you know, and there's not some prerequisite for that, you know. I mean, it's the fact that he says, if you call, I'm going to hear you. And so I don't know. I just want to encourage you tonight, because I mean, I was driving home last night, and I was just, you know, like, I mean, God, what is going on? Honestly, I mean, you know, am I out of your will? Am I not praying enough? I fell into those old things, right? And then and as soon as I said those things, I was like, oh, that's bull crap. You hear me. You know where I'm at. You know what's going into my life. You know what's happening. It doesn't, all this other negative stuff, the failures and all that, to me right now, that I don't give a crap about that stuff. What matters is the fact that I want to live, and I want to live well. And that's what this is about. And this video is a little longer, so if you get to the end, then great. If you don't, great. But it doesn't matter, because I just feel compelled to say, you know, that we have to choose that fight. And I talk to people that fight like that. I want to be around those kind of people that have that kind of faith. It's not based on some rigid, you know, but it's based on grace and mercy and hope and restoration and strength and encouragement and all the things and love and all the things that Jesus was, and laughter, you know. And so, anyway, I just love you guys, man, and I am thankful for your encouragement, and I'm thankful for you being there with us. And I do want to make some of the videos, and if you did order a Fight Like a Freak shirt, we're working on that because it didn't turn out, so I'm having to navigate that. But anyway, but they're coming, so just be patient. And I think that's it. But I'll probably jump on here and just do some other stuff that I've been wanting to do anyway. But that's where we are, and we're thankful, you know, from where we could have been and where we are. It's just, I'm just thankful. And just pray for each other, man. Be sensitive to the people that are around you. You know, today I was in Sulphur Springs, and they were having a funeral for a young 20-year-old dude that was killed tragically in a ATV accident. And I don't remember his name, but just heard the story, you know, and I just thought, gosh, I mean, it's devastating. Can't imagine what those parents are going through, what those families are going through, and I just was thought, man, it's everywhere, right? And it's our job, it's our responsibility to be available, to be accessible, to be relatable, and to be a part of people's journey with them and offer them hope that we get, the divine power and hope that we are given. So anyway, thank you guys for praying for us. Thank you for the support. We need it. It's not, you know, it is. I know what I project, but just know there's a lot of stuff going on that is inside, and because it's, you know, it's real. It's a real battle that just me and millions of others are going through, and many of you are going through. So let's just love each other, you know, and let's pray for each other. Let's be a bright light, and you know, and let's fight, you know, for what we believe, and move forward in that. So, all right, that's enough. Love you guys. Thanks for getting to the end. What is this? Frick, 11 minutes.